bearings. Anyways, okay. So this is kind of a weird one. Astronauts in space. Basically, just connected to the collective consciousness that's out in space or died in space that we're not aware of. You can say a secret space program. I'm not sure if we're going to go that far. Just there's been accounts of astronauts hearing sound in space, like seeing like a snake type of being in space. Of course, there's a lot more to it than that. They go to the moon. They feel like there's a bunch of beings there, and so on. So just basically connecting to the consciousness that's been there and just kind of flow with it. Just kind of go with it. The cats are going, tearing the place apart in the background. Well, it's more that direction. So it's over there somewhere. So they've gone nuts. They got sleep all day, 24 hours of sleep, something like that. And also Neil Armstrong tapping that energy of the astronaut. So once again, not that we're going to go into all the secrets and all that. Just connect to the frequencies of it, and just leave it at that. Also, Java Island of Indonesia. I don't think I've ever connected to that before. I can't remember. So it's like a lot of Arcturian energy there. It's like energy that can, at the right vibration, where you can float and connect to a higher dimensional state. You can say there's parts of the world that did connect to the higher vibrations, of course, you may remember. And it just was too much for the world. So it's like those portals, those stargates are still open. You can hear that back there. They've gone crazy over there. It's like night owls. Yeah, these cats are like they're like raccoons. They're half raccoon, half night owl, and other, of course, is party animal. Of course, the fairies are probably here. That ignite. The Java Island frequency. Of course, Indonesia is kind of a strange place in general. Of course, you never hear about it. Of course, you don't hear about much. But there is a portal frequency that's obviously open there. Of course, it has to be, it depends on your vibration. Of course, many expect the high vibrations that we're also going to go into higher frequency. When you start seeing more of those signs of society changing, I don't know, humanity just likes the way it is. Well, you're not seeing a big change. You should, if we're going to see this huge transition into the new earth, shouldn't you be seeing it by now? And so you hear about polar shifts and we're all going to be thrown into the ocean or something like that. And we're going to go to this other separate earth, which, this earth will still exist. But those that go to a higher frequency will go to another world. You go wherever you want. You can connect to another version of Earth. But this one's going to still exist. Yeah, you can say there's been channel messages in the past about like Venus is being terraformed for beings to go there, third dimensional beings. And that could still be true. But this world is still going to exist in the state it is until it's I think most people don't think there's anything wrong with the world. I mean, yeah, that's problems here. But they don't feel like this is normal or something like that. So when you feel like this is normal, it's not going anywhere. Especially politicians and all that doing their thing. So we have a president that can't even spell his name. That's good to hear. Lucky us. So, ouch, that hurts. I think he's campaigning right now. Not by much, but a little bit. Until they throw him out of office. Not going to names who that is. I have to be careful what I say here anymore. I haven't taught a comment prep sessions schedule. We have the shop here. or somewhere. Webinar coming up in the social network behind the scenes. All right. Cats are going crazy in the background or the foreground. So you probably hear them. Maybe. All right. So the astronaut frequencies are just happened to that. It's basically a general connection of space, and nothing to give you not to give you all these crazy galactic updates or anything like that. The exopolitics, that doesn't mean a whole lot of anything, but just tap into the consciousness of it and see what it has to say. Oh yeah, that's right. And Indonesia, I forgot about that. So those that didn't know, this is here. All this is in Java Island. So this stuff used to be colored at one time, which that's the vibe I get from it. Java Island. Nice. That's nice. Yeah, just not a place that you would normally connect to. Neat. I guess that's a volcano there. Jeez. I don't know about that. I have channeled this before. Yeah. But not the ruins, though. I don't think I was aware of the ruins. I've definitely seen the water area before, but that's interesting. Anyway, okay. Now for the tour guide visitation. So, all right. We're going to astronaut frequencies just to get we'll just see where that goes and move on from there. Okay, there we go. Greasy, we have consciousness of your space-time continuum, even other worlds, basically. Your astronauts come from another planet, and some of you have been on those planets. Yeah, some of those are Venus beings. Now, obviously, they're human, but they're humans or they're Venus beings that incarnated into the human to help you understand space. So I believe some of you have an idea of that. Yes, you heard about the Venus visitations, but also have some Martian energies also. Some of your astronauts are also part of the Anunnaki race. It's part of all your alien races. Anunnaki is a strong one also, but not to cause you difficulties. It truly is to help you connect to the stars. Yes, there's been some backlash to it. You can say your space race in your 60s was kind of overstepping boundaries of what's going on with your aliens, of your Roswell, that have been the alien, agendas that's been going on. So basically, say the space race, you can say that there was difficulty between the aliens, as some of you already have a feeling of that, the aliens and the humans, but it has to do about the agreements here. And it's like the moon became off limits due to what's going on there, of course. They don't want humans mining it. Of course, there are humans that are messing around, of course, but not as much as it would be. They didn't want it commercialized. They still don't want it commercialized. As you can see, humanity, they just seek and destroy. So it had a lot. Basically, it's the preservation of space. You see all that space junk around the planet. It's quite insane with all that. So, not to say astronauts are want to be involved with that. It's just that for humans to warn, yes, they have to tear things up. Not always, but the moon is sacred space. Yes, there might be questionable beings on there, but even they keep it alive. Your humans here, if they get too involved with your moon, would you even have a moon? I mean, you see what's happening to your oceans, you're seeing what happened to everything else here. Your moon would probably, well, I mean, they'll still be there, but the more that you manipulate it, the more life gets difficult here on your world. It's very fragile. So it's a yes, a complicated situation there. As for the astronaut frequencies around your world, obviously they're not always going to reveal themselves, but basically the astronauts are basically teaching you how to go back into space because they kind of already knew. Yes, they kind of retrain themselves and all that, but they've already been in space before. So it's like you already had lifetimes in space. So basically, you're connected to the alien beings that have been watching your planet for some time. So it's obviously not always going to reveal all the details. Well, because you're still figuring out the details that you already know. So there's still, I mean, maybe more information, uh, healing your trauma for being here on the earth, how difficult they're making it to incarnate here. So that's what you're fixing a great deal of that. Of just your trip here. Like, where'd you come from? As some of you are trying to figure out. So, and even that's a mystery. they can't just they can't just tell you. I mean, even that, yes, there's all these different star systems. So many humans come from star systems you've never even heard of. At least the souls come from those places. And a lot of them don't know what they're doing. A lot of them are easy to get admit. A lot of the souls that are called matrix people or NPC people, it's basically it's like taking a soul and stripping away all the fun out of it and just having control for basically if you're a spirit being trying to incarnate here and you don't know what you're doing, which many don't, that's when the manipulation comes in. It's like they strip away your independence, who you are. They have some characteristics, but they manipulate the vibrations as they incarnate here. And now they have your matrix people, your NPC people, and so on. It's just so that's why you have the out of body situation. Like when the kids, I mean, no one's gonna really notice. Like you might have the authentic soul that's there, and then some influence kicks it out and puts in what they want there instead. And that's the one that's going to be controlled more. It gets kind of it's not the easiest frequency to tap into, of course. But there's we'll just put that out there. You can discuss what you want, feel that works for you. I mean, how much? I mean, there's a lot of strangeness out there that you have to humanize, but you can't humanize everything. Many things are understood better in the fourth dimension, in the higher dimensions, where everything is very strange, unusual, higher frequency, where it's just energy. A lot of humans here in the physical don't understand energy as much as they think they do. It's very complex. I mean, it's simple but complex from a physical level. That everything, yes, has consciousness, of course, but you're not always seeing where the consciousness comes from. We're not going to go into details of that. Basically, a lot of souls incarnate here just to create matter. If you have a chair, if you have a car here, they bring their frequency, like Palladian beings bring their frequency here, so you can have a car here, or car consciousness. Vehicles, basically, so those vehicles are safe. So, for example, so you have basically alien beings working on your technology all the time, the best of their ability to improve what you have to work with. Obviously, many just why don't just give me a flying car and all that. Well, are you can you receive the download to build that flying car? Because we have the information, but can you handle it? So that's kind of how it works. It's like you want to fix this world. We'll just give you a download. You can fix it. And many reject it. Now there are some environmentalists working. Some of them become psychopathic due to the manipulations here. Well, because they kind of cross the line. Here I'm say here to make the world better, and there's a many beings here. It's like, no, we're not going to let that happen. So there's a lot of backlash, as you can see. So the beings calling backlash here are not always going to reveal themselves. It's just the way it is. Now, astrally, many of you see it very clearly, but when you come here in the physical, it all fades out. Blessings. Greens to you. I'm the consciousness of Neil Armstrong. Yes, not to reveal my secrets. Yes, there's rumors of alien life there, of course. You can say my incarnation was to forget what I saw, to almost become like what do you call it, a vegetable. It's like you're alive, you're part of society, but you're kind of dead at the same time. Like you can't really express or remember what you saw. It's like you saw something that forces here don't want you to remember. MJ12 frequency. You can say the space race is basically an MJ12 project. So your secret government project. Of course, it's not so secret. It was made public, but obviously you're not going to your moon. And there's just a lot of things that aren't making sense. There's a lot of secrecy going on. And you can say, as Neil Armstrong, I knew of some details of it. And just having that within you is very difficult to live with that type of knowledge, not be able to share it with others. And it's just, it's not just who would believe you, but this should not be out because it's too, it's too much. Obviously, many feel differently in this time period, but still, we connect to alien beings. I think you've heard this before. There are some really do not like humanity. It's not just reptilian beings. There's a lot of beings that feel like, yes, humans are primitive and they don't deserve much of anything. They deserve to stay where we are because it just, humans are still like tearing each other apart, or even alien beings that hate each other. The alien energies, they can always say, yes, take care of their people. And they know there's a line not to cross. Your world crosses it all the time. It's like it's just here to devour itself. And it's hard for alien beings to take this world seriously. Now I realize we're talking about beings that are humanoid, but are kind of like creature-like beings. And yeah, they might have a negative energy around that, but they don't really care. I mean, that's the alien realms. Yes, you connect to angelic frequencies that just want to heal everything. But then if you heal everything, there's consequences to that also. So you can't fix it. Yeah, so think like, yes, as you know, aliens come here to fix everything. But then what if they can't fix everything? And what if they're fixing doesn't go well? Now it's their problem. So for you to have the knowledge is for the best. You have to let humanity grow, do its thing. Obviously, there's many agendas that keep you from growing for obvious reasons. Because they don't, once again, they're preparing you for what's out there. Obviously, many see that's BS and all this. And yeah, you say that until you actually run into aggressive beings from space. And yes, and then you turn a different color when you see them. And you're just never the same ever again. We're just putting that out there. Blessings. brings you consciousness of Java Island, mostly Indonesia energy. Yes, an alien species. Yes, connecting to your planet. Beings that are very connected to nature. Basically, know how to bring the frequencies of nature and reinforce it. Basically, bring it to, yes, temples and just energy clearing. Yes, we connect to yourself, your chakras, your universe, and not be afraid. Yes, heal the spirit world. The spirit world, you can say a lot of your problems came from the spirit world. As the spirit world got consumed by darkness, and then it came to your world eventually. Like the spirit worlds lose power. There is a fight there. There are some spirit worlds that survive barely. So there's darkness that try to consume higher dimensional realities, which you as a human species is not quite understanding. Now, some of you might have an understanding. Your numbers are small. Because many feel like, yes, they connect to the spirit realms and they feel like, oh, it's all going to be good there. But there are forces there that, yes, are to devour a positive spirit realm. Some of you have been a part of it. You saw your spirit realm be destroyed. You came here. It's like, first off, many of you said, I couldn't believe that was even possible. And sure enough, it was. So this is for you to become, your wake-up call. So many don't really acknowledge the spirit world, really. Well, most of your collective doesn't. They say, oh, that's fake, that's this, that's that, and that's it. Shut down. Go back to your normal life. But there's much more here that just, yes, you can see spirit beings do get aggravated by humanity, not in the same way as you think. It's just that there's a lot of growth there that still needs to be done. You come here as a human, yes, get hijacked from the spirit world, get brought into this world, become, yes, a regular matrix person, as you call it, and you snap out of it. And then you bring enlightenment here to their best of your knowledge. Because those of you who are awakened, most have had incarnations here as a normal person. And then you break free of that. So how do you know your reality was not hijacked and brought you here? So it's not to say you're here against your will. Yes, you do. As you are pulled into this world, you do still create your chart to a certain level. But just to understand the spirit world is not quite understood. There's many layers of it that still need to be redefined. So many find that it came from the spirit world into the human was to make the human more beautiful, make it a charming world, to just bring out the good side of it. And many of you are doing it now. Yes, many of you are flower children. It's just you come here to bring enlightenment. Some of you brought, yes, energies to the islands to keep those islands filled with love. Yes, your Australia has been still a beautiful island, but still, well, many elites call it home. Eventually, that will be revealed. Not quite yet. But the frequencies that you're tapping into, realize many of you actually have connections to Japan. Because it's just that it has been Americanized, but there's also a lot of mysteries to Japan. I mean, when you look at the map, does even Japan even make any sense? You have China, that makes sense technically, and other Asian countries make sense, but then you have Japan. That's kind of an alien. Of course, China is pretty much an alien, but Japan is still kind of like a strange anomaly. Many find it safe there. There is ancient Atlantean energy there. There is a protection field there. Yes, it's not perfect. It gets attacked every once in a while because like reptilian beings want to harness that power to use it to longevity of themselves. So a lot of reptilian beings are dying. They're not all gone, but they help with their longevity. So they connect to places like Japan, at least during their last earthquake. But that's being healed currently. Sending you many blessings for your soul development. Blessings.